The Chiba Jets travel to Levanga, Hokkaido as they try to make a push to make it to the playoffs as we start to end the end of the B.LEAGUE season. Welcome to the HOKKAIDO, our venue here today. And you see a lot of Chiba Jets fans have made their way. They're trying to have what they can do, whatever they can do, to give their team a final push. This is what we're talking about. Trying to make it to the next phase of the competition. There is no chance of reaching Utsunomiya Brex, but they definitely have a solid spot there for the wild card. They have a big chance. They need to be able to continue to win. The record now is at 35-18. Let's take a look first at the lineup of Thomas Welsh, who's on your screens, together with the lineup of Coach Ryotaro Onadera. They've got number 2, Dwight Ramos from the Philippines. Number 5, Ryan Kreiner. They also have number 25, Terry Allen. And a while ago, the man in your screens, that was Thomas Welsh, the 7-footer. That's Ryan. Ryan stands 6'9", 26 years old, from the United States as well. Here we have the lineup of Coach Trevor Gleason, trying to make it to the postseason as they have just a few more games before the regular season comes to an end. Yuta Watanabe, number 1. He'll be coming off the bench here today. That's quite surprising. They have number 2, Yuki Togashi, longtime member of the Japanese national squad. They have number 10, DJ Hogg. They have number 33, John Mooney, and number 34, Christopher Smith. But here is their number 1 addition to the squad for this season. And that's why they're feeling quite confident about the fact that they could contend for a title. Yuta Watanabe, after so many years of playing in the NBA, has taken his talents back home to Japan. And he's going to be a handful. Scoring there once again, splitting the defense, and he can finish strong, even against the world imports. So far, Yuta Watanabe, as we take a look at his averages, he averages 30 minutes on the floor, has 14.5 points, 6 rebounds, and just about 2 assists at 1.6 to be exact. But again, those are not the kind of numbers expected of him. You'd expect him to be at least at the 20-point mark. With all that pedigree, with all that he's learned over at the NBA. Right now, let's take a look at the starting 5. Chiba Jets have number 5, their new addition, Rico Segawa. Number 10, that is DJ Hogg. Number 12, Ren Kanechika, another one of their budding stars. And they also have number 31, Shuta Hara. And finally, number 33, John Mooney. And now, there's the new addition, Rico Segawa. And let's see him at work. Obviously, if he's a late addition, he should be a big help. As you take a look at his numbers, he's on the floor for just about 17 minutes. 17:09 to be exact. Coming up with 7 points, 2 boards, and 2 assists per outing. Those are solid numbers. On the other side, we have Ren Shimatani, who usually comes off the bench. Not usually a starter for his squad. Today, he'll be coming off the bench as well. Look at that touchdown pass. Gave it just enough air to make sure that only Ryan Kreiner could catch it. Let's take a look at the previous results. The Chiba Jets are on a 2-game winning streak, while Levanga Hokkaido has lost their last 2 outings. Let's enjoy the fanfare first as we welcome the hometown Levanga Hokkaido.
LEVANGA HOKKAIDO Number 6 Hiroto Number 7 Nagano Tsukasa Number 14 Hoshino Kyosuke Number 15 Shimatani Number 18 Naito Teruoka Number 25 Terry Allen Number 34 Horizonte Kaito Number 66 Matsushita Yuta LEVANGA HOKKAIDO starting 5 Number 1 Seiko Kahei Number 2 Dwight Lamont Number 4 Terazano Shuto Number 5 Ryan Kurita Number 14 Thomas Welch LEVANGA HOKKAIDO head coach Onoden and Neutral go for victory.
And there you have the starters for LEVANGA HOKKAIDO. The crowd's pumped. There is Coach Ryutaro Onadera looking to try to get a victory for his squad. They just want to be able to finish this season strong. On the other hand, Coach Trevor Gleason needs a victory here. They want to stay in second position. Here are our 3 referees. We've got referee Katayose, referee Tomishima, and referee Ishida. Starters once again: Sekino, Ramos, Terrazono, Kreiner, Welsh for Hokkaido. For the Jets, they've got Segawa, Hogg, Kanechika, Hara, and Mooney. I guess the logic there is usually it's Ren Kanechika coming off the bench here for the squad of the Jets, but now they want a more solid individual. That's why they've got Yuta Watanabe. This is a game that the Jets have to win. They need to stay in step with the rest of the teams that are trying to vie for the 2 wildcard spots. And again, they need nothing less than a victory here today. Not to say that their backs are necessarily against the wall, but again, they just cannot afford another loss because they want to make sure that everything is in their hands.
CHIBA.
Tip off will go all the way back. That is the usual starter, Shuto Terrazono. That's probably the only reason why Ren Kanichika doesn't start. Shuto is a little bit more seasoned. Dwight Ramos will come up short on that one. Mooney couldn't control that rebound, so the ball will stay here. You can see Dwight Ramos being extra aggressive here. A lot of times, he would let the game come to him right then and there. He saw the opening. He tried to go for a three. Sekino with a handoff. We're going to start up from high. Welsh, that's his usual spot. That's usually money from there. Thomas Welsh, one of the leading rebounders we have here in the league. And actually, he's had a few games this year of 20-20. At least 20 points, 20 rebounds. There's a rebound there for the big man, Thomas. We go to Kreiner. Up and under move. Flips it up with the left hand. A little bit too strong. Gets an offensive rebound. Throws it up and it'll drop. 4-0 here for HOKKAIDO. That's a good start. That's what they need up against the powerhouse Jets. Kanichika will find DJ Hogg, who'll come up short. So one and done once again on the offensive end for the boys in white. Shutahara looks at the coach, asking for some confirmation on what he needs to do on the next possession. They got to play defense first. Once again, Terrazono at the controls. To the chance of Levanga. Here's Dwight. Once again, you can see he's being very offensive-minded, attacking early. 0 for 2 from the field, though, for Dwight. Up and under. The layup. A little bit too short that time. Sigawa. Late addition to the squad, and let's see if he can actually help their cause as far as the title aspirations are concerned right now. 2 baskets already for Kreiner. It is now 6-0. Little drought here. That might have been a travel, and when he tried to put it up against Kreiner, Kreiner says that's not going to work. Sigawa also denied twice here today to start things off. He feels he's definitely much taller. There's no question over Shuto. Mooney will come up short on that baby hook. Still no score. Almost 2.5 minutes gone here. Terrazono will launch a 3 and hit. Are we going to have an early timeout? Yes, we will. It is 9-0. No, we won't. Wow. Coach Trevor saying you solve your own problems. Shutahara falling away, flips it up. They finally get 2 points. Let's see how long Hokkaido can keep up this terrific showing scoring-wise. Kreiner will launch from deep. That's a wise move. Welsh tapping it to himself. He knows he's much taller than Mooney. Mooney 6'9". Welsh is 7 flat. Sekino. Sekino will put up a hurried 3. Well, the shot clock was winding down. That will not count. Kreiner saying it hit the rim. It didn't. It hit all board. And now Coach Trevor, displeased with what he sees, making some changes. Number 4, Naoki Tashiro will check in. Still, no Yuta Watanabe. Still, no Yuki Togashi. So Togashi is not listed for today. So you're going to have to look for other players at the point. After back-to-back baskets here for the Chiba Jets, it is Levanga Hokkaido who opts to take a timeout here. And they do, despite the fact that they're up 9-4. You can see just how serious Coach Onadere is about winning this ball game. After his team got off to a jackrabbit start 9-0, after yielding back-to-back points, he will call the timeout despite the fact that they're up. Not taking any chances. He wants his team to hold on to the lead and build on it. Ramos for 3, yes! That will help their cause. Lead is back up to 9. Inside, basket and 1, no. But you know exactly what Rico Segawa is trying to do. Take advantage of that size mismatch against Terrazono. And Terrazono knows it. He's got to stay in front. He can't give him any space inside. Once he gets to the shaded area, he's in trouble. First personal foul going to be called on Shuto. Now you're going to hear the moves. That's what you hear here at Hokkaido as they try to distract the players. Let's see what it does to Segawa. That looked a little short, but nonetheless, it will fall. First basket here for Riku. Four minutes gone. Sekino not wanting to attack. They'll give it back out. The pass still gets to Kreiner. Kreiner, an area of moves, will misfire. It falls into the hands of Thomas Welsh. Welsh will get that basket. The lead is back up to 9 once again. A chance of defense from the fans at this Hokkaido. Futahara finds his big man. That's easy there for John Mooney. First basket for John. Shuto to the wing. Strong attack. Gonna get the roll. He just came in. Talking about Kyosuke Hoshino, that guy on your screens. And he has given them instant offense. So Christopher Smith's on the floor as well. Still no, from the outside, that's going to hit, that's going to count. And that's what he brings to the table. His long-range shooting opens things up for everybody. But still, no Yuta Watanabe. Welsh will come up short. That's his comfort zone, right there in that area. 15 feet and in. Baby hook again, back-to-back shots for John. That'll cut the lead down to just 3 now. Kreiner asked for it. Kreiner tries to body his way in. Mooney will be called for the foul. Smith did his job. And then reaching in there was John. That's going to be his first personal foul. And here comes their star, Yuta Watanabe. Now definitely have more firepower as Kreiner makes the second free throw. Let's see, they try to go to Utah right away. Well, they're going to try. Christopher Smith, another 3. Back-to-back 3s here for Christopher. And that quickly cuts the deficit to just 1. That's a lethal combination. Smith on the outside, Yuta Watanabe on the inside. Watanabe actually is a 3-level scorer. They try to challenge him offensively. Baby hook works. Dwight Ramos now with 5 points, shooting over Watanabe there. Here's Yuta. Gets inside, that's too easy. Nothing Dwight Ramos can do to stop him. There's a huge discrepancy there. Watanabe 6'9", Dwight at 6'4". Welsh with the jumper, yes. The offense of Hokkaido's flowing here in the first period. Still just about 3 minutes to be played. Pretty good numbers across the board for both these squads. They look inside, Watanabe flips it. Just a little... Well, he pulled the string on that one. That's why from that angle, coaches will say use the board. Ball will stay here as we took a look at the game. That's the coaching staff here of the Jets. Flat shot, not going to work. Ramos gets his first board. Here's Ren Kanechika. We talked about him during the pregame. Dangerous pass, finds Kreiner. Kreiner inside. That's going to be another foul. If that's a foul on Mooney, that's going to be number 2. That's a smart move there by Kreiner. He actually had the shot. Well, there was body contact. So Mooney to the bench with 2 personals. Coming in for the first time is Terry Allen, number 25, together with Terochika Naito, the 18-year-old. That's him. Look at that baby face there. But already a pro. Big things are expected of Naito. Welsh cans both. Lead stays at 5. So Terry Allen will check in for Thomas Welsh. Still a lot to be played here in the first quarter. Smith They look inside. Watanabe with a wild shot there. And he continues to complain. It's 5-on-4 the other way. That might be a charge. Or is it a technical? This is the play that he was complaining about. Kreiner actually was holding his ground. They should have taken their time. They should have realized it was 5-on-4. Yuta Watanabe had no intentions of coming down. Christopher Smith with the layup. That was under the outstretched arms of the defense of Kreiner. Leads cut down to 3. Dwight Ramos has also hit the bench. Kanechika. Kreiner. It gets passed through the hands of Terry. Butterfingers that time for Allen. Hogg back in the ball game. Smith another 3. She's got 9 points. Off threes, plus that layup you just saw a while ago for a total of 11. Kreiner will not get the pass inside. Naito, the youngster, his fall away short. Kreiner collects. Terry's first shot. Straight. Just a little too strong. 3-man substitution getting ready to check in. Hoshino goes to Allen. Allen with a jumper. Yes. That's going to break our first deadlock. Looking for a second tie? No. Futahara shortened that one. Difference of about 7 seconds from the game clock and the shot clock. But CHIBA has fouls to give if they want to use it. We've got 2. Hoshino, threading the needle. Allen, fall away shot, rims out. Another offensive rebound there by Kreiner. Is Tashiro going to be called for a foul there? Actually, it's a very good foul. He's still not happy with the call, but nonetheless, you don't want Kreiner to be able to be at that position. That would have been an easy basket. First personal foul on Tashiro. Now they can go for the final shot. With 12 seconds remaining on the game clock. That's what Kanechika's going to do. Allen with a quick attack. That's a good block up high. But he's still going to get the basket. Talk about staying with it. Allen said, I will not be denied this basket. Finishing strong here, the boys in green, as they now lead by 4. 27-23. Welcome back to the HOKKAIDO, our venue here for this Saturday afternoon. B-League action once again coming your way. That is going to be the first miss from the field for Christopher Smith, who's got 11 points entering the second period. 4-point lead for the hosts, Hokkaido. Bounce pass not going to work there. Morizani in for the first time. He's a gunner. One of their designated shooters making his first entry into this game. Here in the second period. From the outside, not going to work there from Mooney. Actually, that was DJ Hogg. Check that. Here he is once again. Gets inside. Tries to kiss it off the glass, just short. Allen's going to be fouled. Stopping the action. Duty foul there to make sure that the defense is able to set things up. That was Asato Ogawa. Criner will check back in. Naito. Still there. And he's going to be called for a foul. That's going to be number 2. On Naoki Tashiro. Not quite sure why he wanted to come up with a quick foul there. That's his second foul, and more importantly, 2 quick fouls here in the Chiba Jets with not even a minute gone in the second quarter. Morizani inside. Not exactly a surprise because this guy is always looking for a bucket. He's quickly on the board. Lead up to 6. Smith with a jumper. He's now got 13 points. Dwight Ramos starting out the second. He started out this ball game. He has a 3 to his name. From the outside, that is his specialty. Quick 5 points. Talk about instant offense. Hogg gets away. It's Dwight Ramos having to stay in step with all these world imports. That's not an easy task. Morizani with a fake there. Wasn't going to take that shot. They go inside. Nice seal by Kreiner. How do you stop that? He can go either direction. A lot of times he goes to his much stronger or much more familiar right side. That time he went to the left, confused the defense. And the lead is back up to 7. Nice find there. First personal foul going to be called there on Michael Wu. Michael is from China. He's their Asia quota import. For the Jets, there's a steal. Not completed though. Kreiner unable to save it in time. But again, Kreiner using his length. Try to use it there once again. Michael having some trouble. The thing with Michael, he's a very talented player, but he hardly sees any playing time. DJ Hogg will knock down that 3. Cuts the lead down to 4. Hard to get into any sort of a rhythm if you're Michael. Trying to make the most out of the time he's being given. Here, trying to guard once again the import. Kreiner will give it up. Repost. That's a quick foul there on Michael. He doesn't like that call. Quick 2 fouls on him, and now in the penalty with still 7:15 to be played. That is an eternity of basketball, and you can see Coach Trevor saying we might be in trouble here in the second period. Morizani, let's see if he tries to do something offensively going towards the basket. Fall away, not gonna work. That's not the shot that you want, especially when your opponent is in the penalty. You're never gonna get a call in that instance. Smith with a jumper, short. Ramos, his second rebound. Check that, his third. He also has 5 points and 1 assist. Ramos will put up a 3. A little bit offline. Now it takes his time, bring it down. Interesting to see as Hog takes his 3, when they're going to send in Yuta Watanabe once again. They need his firepower. Kanichika denied, but sticking with it is Ramos. Dwight now with 7 points. This is not the kind of showing Coach Trevor wants. Hence, this time out. Let's see what adjustments are going to be made here by Coach Trevor. Christopher Smith. That's going to drop. That's going to be his 4th 3. He's single-handedly keeping his squad at bay. That's Christopher trying to guard Kreiner. What a spin. An exceptional move. Trying to get away from the defender. But make no mistake about it, those 9 points were hard-earned points by Ryan Kreiner. Trevor Gleason asking for a travel. That looked clean though. Foul would be called on Kanichika, his first. And the first team foul as well on Hokkaido. Kanichika will head back to the bench as Shuto will check in. He really is the designated starter here for Coach Ryutaro. Christopher Smith will launch. That was halfway down. He was looking for his 5th 3. He's definitely feeling it today. Morizani. An offensive foul is going to be called. That might be on Welsh. It is on Thomas. Let's see what happens. On the down screen. Oh, that was clear. You can't nudge an opponent. You gotta just stand your ground. Stay in your cylinder, as they call it. Leads to 5 points though for Hokkaido. Chiba Jets, as we talked about. If you're just joining us right now, this is a game they need to win to stay in step with the leaders of making it to the playoffs. Levanga is out of it. They're just playing for pride. And they're playing with a whole lot of it here. Now the rebound there by Welsh. Welsh now with 8 points, 4 boards. Kreiner, quick 3. Offline in that one. Misses everything. First dead ball situation after the 5-minute mark is our official timeout. And that's where we're at. 38-33. Hokkaido still ahead. The big question here, and the fans of the Chiba Jets, is how much mileage we can get out of Yuta Watanabe. There's Yuta with a 3. Christopher Smith at the right place, but tapping it in there was John Mooney, who just checked in. He's got 2 personal fouls with 6 points though. But he has to stay away from his third, or else he's back to the bench. 38-35 is our tally. Reiner again. Flips it up with the left hand. Thomas Welsh is there. When he gets that deep inside, very difficult to stop him. Yuta Watanabe once again. Maybe trying to do a little bit too much. Both teams are now in the penalty here. Gary Allen's going to make his entry once again. Wasn't as productive as he would want to be, that's for sure. Now going to be given an opportunity once again as he steps into the floor. And he just picks up his first personal foul. So we're going to have free throws, and it's going to be Christopher Smith, the dead shot. I don't think those moves are going to bother him. Now it's 17 points. Shuto finds Dwight. Dwight will bring it out. Allen will try to attack. He gets into the paint. That's going to get into his comfort zone. That's too easy for him. Brings the lead back up to 5. 6 points in the contest now for Terry. Approaching the 3-minute mark. And of course, the issue there was Segawa. He's playing a little bit out of control here. Trying to take too much of an advantage over Shuto. But Shuto's wise. Dwight with the jumper over the outstretched arms of Yuta Watanabe. Drains that one. Dwight Ramos now with 9 points. He also has 4 rebounds. And a timeout will be called here by Coach Trevor Gleason. That's a great pass. Easy slam there for Christopher Smith. That was a breakdown in defense. And definitely that's not going to make Coach Onadera happy. He calls for a timeout here. Back to the action here. 2 minutes and change in the first half. Still a good showing here by Levanga, who's really just playing for pride, but they're playing loose. And they're Shuto Tarazona with a floater. He's got 5 points in the contest, and the lead is once again back up to 7. Let's see if Segawa can be a little bit more controlled. Yuta Watanabe for 3, short. Yuta has really not been able to showcase what he can really do. Maybe adjusting to play here on local shores. There's Shuto once again. Shuto catching fire. It's now a 9-point advantage. Well, they were able to tie things up at 23, talking about the Chiba Jets, but right now, they're playing catch-up once again. Hara inside, that's gonna drop. Foul's gonna be called on Sekino, his first. Hara on the line, looking to complete a 3-point play. Watch this nice curl. Quickly heads Sekino on his hip. Did the right thing, went straight to the cup. Not too much contact, but nonetheless, enough for the referees to blow the whistle. That's a little too strong. You saw it the moment it left his hands. Lead still at 7. Welsh quickly gets it to the wing. Will get it back. That's his comfort zone inside. And a nice tip in there by Terry Allen just to make sure. Allen now with 8 points. Coming off the bench here for his squad. Under a minute to be played and a foul will be called on the youngster. Chica's not happy, but well, neither is Coach Onadera, because with that foul, you're going to give this gentleman more shots. He's got to realize that his team's in the penalty. Can't give up easy shots. You can see the way Smith takes those free throws. That's like a layup. Leads down to 8. Most possibly it'll be down to 7. Already 21 points. Laced by his 4 threes. $22 points now. Under a minute to be played, Dwight. Still holding on to it. Dwight will kick it out. Welsh with a jumper. That'll rim out. That was well set up though. Under 30 seconds to be played here. We go 4 corners. A lot of time still remaining. The attack, and a foul would be called there on Dwight. That was clear. He got the arm. There it was. Ooh, that was very close. He did get a lot of ball. But nonetheless, a foul was called. So 2 free throws coming up here. Second personal foul on Dwight. Ryan Kreiner will check in. This is probably their strongest offensive lineup. From the perimeter, of course, because a lot of times you want to have Thomas Welsh inside for offensive rebounding. That might be your most potent lineup. But they do have Dwight Ramos, who can hit the 3. They have Morizane, who can hit the 3. Kreiner, who can also hit the 3. I guess they might have Kreiner at the post. Let's see. They get it to Shuto. They'll be going for the final shot here, that's for sure. At worst, they're still up by 5. Yes, Kreiner trying to go to the post. Well, he was at the post. RESONA will launch and hit. That's all that counts. They spread the floor properly. Shuto delivers. 2 quarters done here at the Hokkaido Kita-Edu. And a solid showing here by Hokkaido as they lead 52-45.
さあここからのお時間は JA グループ北海道プレゼンツ浅井美穂牛踊りハーフタイムスペシャルライブパフォーマンス with パシスタスピリッツのお時間です。本日はレバンガ北海道のホームゲームでおなじみの牛踊りを歌唱する浅井美穂さんによります生歌唱です。本日はパシスタスピリッツの皆さん、そしてスペシャルゲストとして HTB 一盛りでおなじみの小俣沙織さんも一緒に牛踊りを踊っていただきます。それでは行きましょう。よろしくお願いします。
牛踊り、皆さん一緒に踊って盛り上がりましょう。はい、どうもどうもどうもどうもどうもどうもどうもどうも牛乳のシェイカシェイカブーブーシェイカシェイカゲーゲー LILK ラブどうもどうもどうも牛乳パパで白星つかもうカモカモボーモファイトファイトゲーゲー勝利も手前レモネのキッパー振り切り開ける奇跡をライフアップ一つの心勝利を問心限界突破で闘争心 Everybody shake up put your hands up ジャンプジャンプジャンプジャンプ牛乳ドリンキー体を強靭全身全霊ゲットのビッグメンレバーベルキーウィーボー
浅井さん、小俣さん、パシスタスピリッツの皆さん、ありがとうございました。浅井さんと小俣さんは第4クォーターオフィシャルタイムアウトにもパシスタスピリッツと一緒に牛踊りを踊っていただきます。ここでお二人に一言ずつ意気込みの方を聞いてみましょうか。
はい
まずは浅井さん、
はい
ハーフタイムへの、意気込みの方一言お願いしていいですか。
はい、皆様、はじめまして、浅井と申します。牛踊りお届けしました。この後も牛踊りで皆さんの全力応援で勝利に導きましょう。よろしくお願いします。
はい、ぜひ盛り上げてください。よろしくお願いします。さあ、小松さんも一言いただいていいですか。
はい、今レバンがすごくねいい状況だと思いますので、私たちも全力応援、そして牛踊りもまたありますので、これからも応援続けていきましょう。よろしくお願いします。
はい、引き続き皆さん全力応援よろしくお願いします。お二人、そしてパシタスピリッツの皆さん、ありがとうございました。以上 JA グループ北海道プレゼンツ浅井美穂牛踊りハーフタイムスペシャルライブパフォーマンス with パシスタスピリッツでした。浅井さん、小俣さん、そしてパシスタスピリッツの皆さん、ありがとうございました。それではここからのお時間は DJ ピーチによります DJ プレイで楽しんでいただきましょう。フレッシュトップ 20DJs アワード2022において栄えある日本女性 DJ ランキング第1位を獲得。そして海外全国各地の人気クラブで活躍中です DJ ピーチ。
テレビをお集まりの皆さん、こんにちは、DJ ピーチです。私も DJ ブースから試合を盛り上げます。皆さん、全力応援よろしくお願いします。
7着 MC のミクさんに北海道競馬についてトークしていきたいと思います。
はい、お願いします。
よろしくお願いしますミクさん。
はい。
さあミクさん、早速なんですけども北海道競馬について教えていただいてもいいですか？
はい、北海道競馬は北海道が主催する地方競馬でして、日高にある門別競馬場で毎週火曜、水曜、木曜とナイターレースを開催しています。
ほう。
これからのゴールデンウィーク時期なんですけど、4月30日と5月1日はイベントも門別競馬場で開催しますので、
はい
ゴールデンウィーク期間もぜひ門別競馬場遊びに来てください。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
ナイターってことは、
はい
暗いところでやるの？
そうなんですよ。暗いところでライトをバシッとお馬さんたちに当てて
お
かっこいいレースを行っております。
へえ、それはなかなか見れないですね。
そうですね
お。
貴重です。
へえ、グルメなんかも充実してるんですもんね。
そうなんです。ジンギスカンがすごく美味しくてです
お
ね。
ジンギスカン
競馬を見ながら
うん
やりながらジンギスカン食べることできます。
あ、なるほど、応援しながら食べれるってこと？
そうなんですよ
最高じゃないですか。
はい。
めちゃめちゃいいね。
食進む。
そうなんですよ。
そうね、いいよね。
食進むよね。食
進むって
も
こといいのかな。いや、なんかいいよね。馬だし。いや、そう言って合ってる。
大丈夫だ
合ってます
大丈夫。です
食進むで合ってる。
ね
食も進んでいいんだもんね。
ね
いいですよね
そうそうそう。
馬も進むし。なるほど。
そう、
はい
アクセスも結構いいんですよね。
そうなんです、札幌駅北口から無料送迎バス出ていますので気軽に来ること可能です。
ありがとうございます。
はい
見たいですね、これは。
はい、ぜひ皆さん詳しくはですね北海道競馬のホームページをご確認ください。
行きましょう
ミキさんありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
さあここでですね当選者の発表をさせていただきます。皆さんセンタービジョンご覧ください。こちら
はい、当選者発表させていただきます。当選者は表由美さん、岩渕健一さん、鎌中美幸さん、大阪恵美子さん、野呂美恵奈さんです。おめでとうございます。
おめでとうござい
おめで
ます。
とうございます。試合終了までに1回ファンクラブブースへお越しください。そしてレバンガ北海道競馬への全力応援をよろしくお願いいたします。
よろしく
お願いします。
さあここまでの時間は北海道競馬マスコットキャラクターの北斗くん、7着 MC のミクさんにお越しいただきました。お二人ともありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
始まりにたどり着くドラマはすでに生まれている。その始まりに喝采を。グランシャジオナイター4月16日北海道競馬。
As we take a look at the highlights here of the first 2 quarters of play, a lot of them from Christopher Smith. Also from Dwight Ramos, who has 2 big baskets over the outstretched arms to the defense of Yuta Watanabe. Here's Watanabe though, saying, once I get close to the basket, nothing Dwight Ramos can do. And again, it's Christopher Smith, as we said, 22 points in the first half. Talk about lighting it up. He was playing pretty good defense though, until Terry Allen got that putback. So the report that we're getting is Yuki Togashi is out due to his left leg sprain. Well, they don't want to take any chances. Well, they want the victory, but at the same time, they want to make sure that if and when they make it to the playoffs, they're going to have a full and rested and healthy squad. Looking at the numbers of CHIBA so far, they are second in defensive rebounding at 28.5, and they're third in 3 points per team at 34.6, and that's primarily because of that man right there. Though he came up with a slam dunk, he does have 4 threes. In terms of Hokkaido, Shuto Terazona is 9th on the assist list at 4.5 per team, per game rather. And they are second in free throws. That is Shuto Terazona, who's shooting at a 91% clip. Thomas Welsh is on top of the rebounding with 13.9 as we take a look at the numbers after 2 periods. That's very good shooting from 2-point distance, 62%, 20 out of 32 as compared to just 44% for the Chiba Jets. But they made up for it in terms of the hot shooting from downtown, 5 out of 12 for 41%. They also had 5 more free throws, and they shot close to 89%, 8 out of 9. Look at that, the Chiba Jets with no turnovers here. Wow, that's excellent. As you have the scoring leaders, Welsh with 10 points, 9 apiece for Ramos and Kreiner for the Chiba Jets in a game that they need to win. Doing all the heavy lifting is Christopher Smith with 24 points. Next leading scorer is John Mooney with 6, and DJ Hogg, their other international import, with 5. So they still were able to get 35 points from their world imports, but 24 points from just one individual. On the other hand, pretty good scoring for Hokkaido. Some more numbers. 8 rebounds for Kreiner, 6 for Allen, and 5 rebounds for the leading rebounder in the league, Thomas Welsh. Mooney and Smith with 3 apiece, and 1 board for Yuta Watanabe. Watanabe actually hasn't really seen too much action today. Look at his numbers. He's been on the floor for 8 minutes, 41 seconds. He has 2 points and 1 rebound. Well, that's a far cry from his usual numbers. He's almost always on the floor. He plays 30 minutes a game, has 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists per outing. But today, getting limited minutes, which is quite surprising in a game that they need to be able to win. Not to mention the fact that there is no Yuki Togashi. He's got to take on the cudgels. But right now, as we enter the second half, a solid showing here by the home squad as they lead by 7, 52-45. We're all set. Dwight Ramos up on top will find Sekino. With a chance of Levanga. From all the fans here at the Hokkai Kitaedu, welcome back to basketball action. Dwight Ramos will come up short on that fadeaway 3. Massive defense once again. Shutahara. Two-man game up high. Finds DJ. DJ was thinking about stepping back for a three. Well, Tashiro tried. That rims out. They'll swing things around once again. And a whip a pass. He ends up still with Kreiner. Dwight inside, flips it up. A little bit too strong. Welsh is there. He gets denied. Welsh now with 6 boards. Also a fire cry from his numbers. But at the same time, his squad's still up. Foul will be called there. Stopping the action. That's going to be number 2 on Shuto Terazono. Flip, not going to work. Another board here. That's now 7 for Thomas Welsh. (52-45). Shutahara. Hara inside for 2. Gonna cut the lead down to just 5. Trying to make their move, and you can see applauding there on the sidelines, Coach Trevor Gleason. Want to make their move here in the third. They actually were able to tie things up at 23. But then suddenly, a big explosion once again here by the boys in green to take the lead. Mooney trying to set the pick hard. DJ from deep. No. That might be a foul inside. John Mooney was sandwiched there by Shuto and Dwight. Couldn't really move there, and that might be a foul called on Dwight Ramos. No, they're going to give it to Shuto. That's his 3rd. That's why Ren Kanechika will check in. Hara finds the cutter. That's a wild shot. Segawa has been very wild here today, trying to force the action, especially when it's not even there. Morizane back in. Morizane will use that pick. Gets it to Ryan. Ryan all day to shoot. In and out though. Lead still at 5. Hog. Not in any hurry. There's a lot of time still remaining on this one. Shuta will have to give it up. DJ for 3. Short. Just like his earlier shot. That one hit just the front rim. Foul's going to be called. We're changing possession here. It's a turnover. Actually, the very first turnover on the Chiba Jets. Wow. Kanechika looking for space. Kreiner shows and attacks. Easy finish there for Ryan. Ryan Kreiner now in double digits, and that lead is back up to 7. Hog will lose it. Kanechika, 3-on-3. Gets into the heart of the defense and will be fouled. Rico with his 2nd personal here. Just coming out of nowhere was Ren Kanechika, stealing that one. And with no fear, just taking it in between 2 defenders. Worked out well for him. First team foul going to be called on Chiba. Morizani not able to hit on the other end, and why not give it to Christopher Smith, who has been on fire. He now has a total of 26. They cut the lead once again, down to 5. Let's see if they can reach that 5-point mark. As we approach the 5-minute mark, that's Morizani hitting another 3. That will bring the lead back up to 8, and 8 points also in the contest here. This is the guy with the hot hand. And he led to the line. Nothing Sekino could do, really. There was definitely contact. That was a foul. .518 still to be played here in the third. Yuta Watanabe is in. Almost at the halfway mark of the third. Look at his numbers once again. In the first half. Watanabe didn't even play 10 minutes. He played 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Seems like they are managing his minutes. Not quite sure why in a game that they need to win. Kreiner has got the advantage here. Deep inside, of course. Morizani the floater, no. Kreiner battling for it. Finds Welsh. Welsh with a jumper. Nice soft touch there by the 7-footer. Welsh now with 12 points. He also has 8 rebounds. The pass just too tight. And Mooney knew it. And Hara had a lot of space in front of him. Actually, that wasn't also the right angle to get that pass through. Kreiner trying to post up. So Morizani says, let me just take a shot. Does and hits. Morizani in double digits with 11 points. And it's an 11-point lead at 62-51. Looking to make a huge statement here. Extra pass, Kanechika. Kanechika started this ball game. Has not contributed offensively. Puts Watanabe and Kanechika in. Nothing there. Welsh was feeling it. Looked like he had a pretty good attempt there. Still, 11 points. The lead here. Actually, that's the biggest lead. Welsh another board. Close to another double-double is Thomas with 12 points, 9 boards. Why not go to Morizani? He's got the hot hand. He finds Dwight. Dwight misses everything. They'll push it forward. That's a good foul. That's a very good foul there. That'll be the third team foul though for Kanechika, but that was an easy 2 points. That was a clear 2 points. That was a certainty. Stopping the easy 2 points. Second personal foul on Ren. Foul's going to be called there on Dwight. Actually, that was a smart move there by Christopher Smith. He went around the pick and then just stopped. Dwight Ramos trying to make chase, trying to give chase. Made contact there. in the penalty now. Hokkaido. Only one foul though by the Chiba Jets, which is quite surprising. In the second quarter, they got into the penalty with still 7 minutes 15 seconds remaining. Boy, Kreiner's really feeling it today. He now has 13 points and again establishes another 11-point edge for his squad. That's going to be another turnover here. That's going to be number 4. 4 turnovers here in the third quarter for the Chiba Jets, wherein after the first 2 quarters of play, they had 0. Terry Allen. Wow. Able to stretch out and reach up for it. There was Kreiner. Couldn't hit the basket though. But actually just to keep that in play was already a challenge. DJ Hogg inside. Cuts that lead down to 9. DJ with 7 points. Kanichika wants to go deep. Finds Allen. Allen, nobody close to him. Kreiner will be fouled there by Tashiro. Or check that, Kanichika with a foul. That'll be the first on Ren. You can see the frustrated look already in Coach Trevor, and why not? His squad has not really been able to come up with the kind of performance he's expecting, especially from a team that needs a victory. Deep shot, that was close. No Cigardo for Morizane. Watanabe inside, will overshoot. Boy, Watanabe has just not impressed. Not today, not really the entire season. Morizane. That's a nice flip. Kreiner. That's a good denial coming from the back. Yuta Watanabe. Kreiner still down. It's 5-on-4. Will they take advantage? It's still 5-on-4. Nice tip by Morizane. That'll give his teammate Ryan Kreiner a chance to be able to come in here. Kreiner said he got hacked in the face. It would be nice to see that again. Referees might have missed that one as Thomas Welsh back in. Ooh, the pass. A little too high. Kanechika inside. He tried to challenge, but still. Shimatani will get his basket. And the lead is 11 once again. You've got to be scared when Kanechika comes up behind you. He comes up with those big blocks. Not in that instance though. Terry with the rebound and they're going to walk it up, says Kanechika. This is Ren Shimatani. Nice find. A little bit too strong, but on the other side is Terry Allen, and this time it is Yuta Watanabe on the floor. 10 points in the contest now. As Watanabe hit the deck and he says he got it in the face. Referees say we might have missed that. Let's see exactly what transpired. Going to the basket. Well, Welsh went up and he was just guarding the ball. Made contact there. But he made contact Actually, with the neck. But Yuta dropped like a sack of potatoes. Lead is now 13. 68-55 is our tally. Not necessarily an insurmountable lead, especially for the powerhouse Chiba Jets. But with the way they've been playing here today, that's what they need. DJ Hogg to find his range. He's got 10 points, and that'll cut the lead down to 10. Shimatani, though, will hold on to this one. They were able to increase their lead from 7 to 10. Kanichika says, I got hit. But the foul will be called on Kanichika. Six seconds rather. It's down to 3. Kanichika was all over that one, and he can see the look at his face because Shimatani says, I got one over you. As we head into the 4th and final period, it's the home squad up by 12, 70-58. Fourth quarter's underway. DJ, he felt that was good. That looked good. I would have cut the lead down to 9. But it's a 12-point advantage, still protected here by Morizan and company. He will sidestep and get denied there. Trying to race down court. Wild shot, not gonna drop. And eventually the tip-in will work there. Not quite sure they're gonna give that basket to Michael. Should. Looks like he tipped that one in. Shimatani finds Dwight. Dwight will come up short. Christopher Smith with the rebound. They'll push. Christopher will get it back. He just ran over Shimatani there for Shimatani's second personal foul. First team foul for the boys in green. Check that. That's his third personal foul. Let's see what Rico does. He's been a little bit out of control here today. Christopher Smith has been in the groove since the time he stepped onto the floor. Look at that, 32 huge markers. Leads down to 8. Pocket pass. Terry range at 3. Terry Allen with 13 points. And the lead back up to 11. They're really keeping the Chiba Jets at bay, taking full advantage of the fact that there is no Yuki Togashi. That's a big void. That's for certain. Michael forcing the issue. No. It'll still stay here though. Michael asking for a foul. That was actually a wild shot. He's not going to get the call. Everything working for Coach Ryotaro. That's wise defense there. Dwight Ramos knew all he had to do is make contact with that ball. And the clock continued to roll. 24-second shot clock violation. So they add 1 more second to the game clock, but it's a 24-second shot clock violation nonetheless. Shimatani once again. Ren Kanichika has been sent back to the bench together with Yuta Watanabe. Here's Michael trying to play defense against Terry. That worked that time. Michael with his first rebound. Sets that pick. Rico's going to get that one to drop. Finally, some offense here once again coming from Segawa. He now has 4 points. So they gave that basket earlier to him. He's got 2 baskets here in the 4th. Of course, those are big shoes to fill. Talking about Rico Segawa having to fill in the spot of Yuki Togashi, especially today as a starter. Rico will pick up a foul, his first. Shimatani with the handoff. Morizane can hit from that deep. And tries. A little bit too strong. Long rebound goes to Shimatani. They'll spread things out once again. Up against a triple team. That's a wild shot. Lead is still at 9. Almost 3 minutes gone here in the final period. DJ against Shimatani. Look at the numbers of Michael Uy. Now has 4 points, 2 boards, 1 assist after that bucket. Morizane found the pass there. How did he find the lane? But he got to Terry Allen, but still, Allen not able to hit. DJ for 3. Rims out. That would have cut it down to just 4. A lot of time still remaining in this one. Question is, when do you send in Utah back? Offensive foul is going to be called on Ryan Kreiner. Their legs just got entangled. That's a good call. Totally accidental, but at the same time, he got into the path of the defender. Second personal foul going to be called on Ryan. 4 minutes gone. Final period. Unless we go into overtime like what happened the other day. Christopher Smith for 3. That'll count. But they're going to say it's an offensive foul on the other end. So foul's going to be called on Watanabe. We were asking when he's going to be sent in. He was sent in there. So an offensive foul is going to be called on Watanabe, but the basket counts. Lead is down to 4. First personal foul on Utah. Are they going to give free throws in the other end? Definitely, they count the 3. There's no question about that one. So what will they do about the offensive foul? Oh, they're going to take a look at this one. They're going to review it. It's a head coach challenge. I think he's going to lose this challenge. If you look at what Coach Onodera is thinking, he's saying the 3 shouldn't count. But watch this. The shot was taken, and Watanabe with a push, knocking Sekino down. But the shot was taken, or the shot should count. Unless he's looking for it to get upgraded to an unsportsmanlike foul. That was actually just a regular foul. But again, I'm not making the call. Depends on what the referee sees, especially in the replay, as they take a look at it from multiple angles. Watch the shot once again. Shot was taken and there was a push. You might say, looked simultaneous, but it did happen a little earlier. So there was the regular foul.
チームファウルは正確となります。
So no question about the 3. It will count. And that personal foul will stay as just a regular foul, not an unsportsmanlike one. But the lead has been cut down to 4. And that's why Shuto Terazona is back on the floor. They need his leadership. He is their starting point. Dwight will get it up high. Now to Kreiner. Welsh back in. Dwight will have to force this one up. Shot clock was winding down. Thomas Welsh with the offensive rebound. Welsh now with a double-double. He can't get it to Kreiner. Welsh with a jumper. Money. Five minutes gone in the final period. Hogg for 3. Bang! That's a big shot. That'll cut the lead in half. Heading into the final 5 minutes of play. You can see the leading scorers there for Hokkaido. Welsh, Kreiner, and Allen, and Morizane. 4 players in double digits. Ramos close to it with 9. RESONA to the wing, looking for their main man inside, Kreiner. Kicks it out, Sekino for 3. Just short on that one. 1 and done on the offensive, and a chance here for Chiba to come even closer, maybe tie things up with a 3. Smith looks to tie. No. Still up by 3, the hosts. Approaching the 4-minute mark. Welsh will give it out. Shuto looks for space. Here comes Yuta. After that board, goes straight to the corner. DJ tries to create. Short. Nice put back there by Yuta. He got fouled. He has really not been able to contribute today. But that putback was big. And this free throw coming up could just tie things up. There it was. There was contact. And a timeout will be called here by Coach Ryotaro Onadera. Shimatani, all with 3 personal fouls. We're approaching the end game though. That's fine. Now a big free throw here to tie things up. We've only had 1 previous deadlock. That's our second. Now here at 75. Only 5 points in the contest here for Utah. But those last 3 points, big, crucial, important. And the Jets get a stop here. Shuto finds Kreiner. Kreiner from deep, short. He got a huge portion here at the Hokkai Kita Edu, filled by the fans of Chiba. Christopher Smith for the lead. Yes! That is their first taste of the lead here this afternoon. And they are up 78-75. Almost a steal. They'll bring it back out. Shot clock is winding down. It's at 6. Terazono against Michael. Gets one up over him, but it'll be short. That's what happens when you're trying to shoot over a much taller individual. Michael Wu is 6'9". He had to put up a little bit more arc on that one. Hence, it came up short. Christopher trying to dance. Gets into the paint. Will kick it out. Watanabe for 3. The final 6 points from their main man, Yuta Watanabe. Nothing Levanga can do but just call this timeout. Suddenly a 6-point lead here at 81-75. Levanga needs to score here as we approach the final 2 minutes. Morizan is in. He can hit from deep. Kreiner can hit from there as well. Morizane will come up short. Morizane has hit in double digits today, but that was a shot that they needed. If the Jets score here once again, it could be lights out for Levanga. 3, short. Welsh, another rebound. Welsh now with 14 and 11. Shoot a big 3. That cuts the lead in half. He's got 12 points. Now they gotta play defense. That's why the crowd screaming for it. Dwight Ramos all over Christopher Smith. They get it to DJ. DJ skips past the defense of Thomas Welsh. 15 points for DJ Hogg. Another timeout will have to be called by Levanga. Approaching the 1 minute mark. 5-point lead here for the Jets. They're trying to go inside. Kreiner. That's a nice one-handed catch, but the pass intercepted there by Christopher Smith. And they're going to use some precious seconds here. But make no mistake about it, they still need to score in order to put this game away. HOKKAIDO with a foul to give. 3 on the way. Bang! That's a huge shot there for Christopher Smith. Dwight Ramos was there. Just better offense. Another steal by Watanabe. This could be it. Watanabe inside will get fouled. Ooh, that was a hard fall. This is a new career high for Christopher Smith with 41. Watch this one here. Dwight Ramos was all over him. That was nothing but the bottom of the net. That's a new career high that you're being shown there. The 41 markers of Christopher Smith, the 30-year-old from the United States. These 2 free throws will seal the deal. Coming up huge here in the 4th is Watanabe. He'll finish quite possibly in double digits. And he will. 24 seconds remaining in this one. And he'll be relieved. He did his job. Dwight Ramos will hit a three. Ramos will finish with 12 points. But it'll be a one-ball game coming from behind a huge fourth quarter surge by the Jets. They trailed for 3 quarters, but in the end, they will get the victory, winning this one by 7, 88-81. Take a look at the fourth quarter scoring. That's how they did it. Limiting their opponents to just 11 points, but exploding for 30. Neither team scored 30 prior to the fourth. And you can see the disappointment written all over the faces of the players here for Levanga Hokkaido. They did everything humanly possible, and still they'll come up short. Big contribution by Michael Wu. May not show in the numbers at the end of the day. He only scored 4 points. He did have 4 rebounds. He also had 1 assist, but defensively, he was a monster. You can see there, Coach Trevor Gleason talking to Rico Segawa. It's a learning process for this youngster. He was a little bit out of control here today, but in the end, they will still pick up the victory. Stick around as we hear from Coach Trevor Gleason.
はい、非常に厳しい試合でしたが、逆転勝利できた要因を教えてください。
Yeah, I thought we took too many shortcuts in the first half and really didn't hit our defense assignments, and giving up 52 points in the first half is not a good recipe. And I thought we made some really good adjustments at halftime. The players played a lot better, and obviously Chris got on a roll.
はい、やはり前半のところですね、ちょっとチームとして近道といいますか、楽の方に流れてしまった部分がありながら、相手に52点与えるのはやっぱ状況としては良くなかったんですけども、しっかりハーフタイムでチームとして修正して、最後にはやっぱりクリストファー選手が当たってたので良かったなと思いました。
第4クォーターが30対11です。この結果どのように感じますか。
I wish that all the quarters are like that, but yeah, look, it was. You know, one thing about this team, it doesn't give up. It still fights, and every possession, we knew that we were going to be in there at the last quarter. So we got on a bit of a roll. We executed really well and played some great defense.
はい、どのクォーターでもそのぐらい開けばと思うんですけども、やっぱそう簡単にはいかないのがバスケで、やっぱ相手も来るっていうのも分かってたので、そこをしっかりチームとして何が良かったかって、最後まで戦い続けることが本当に良かったなと思って、最後はふうに流れをつかんで最後まで遂行できて本当に良かったなと思いました。
非常に北海道のオフェンスリバウンドに苦しんでいる印象だったんですけど、明日に向けて抱負をお願いします。
Yeah, I think we went a little bit taller lineup. We brought Michael in just to give us some muscle underneath the basket, and that means you got Utah playing the 2 guard. So it gives us a really good length. We got Chris and DJ. So we had some height advantage there in the last quarter, which showed out.
やはりそこはマイケル選手の大きさで、しっかりそこを使うことによって、やっぱ渡辺選手が2番に使うことで、やっぱビッグラインナップを機能することができたので、そこの高さを生かして、明日もしっかり修正していきたいなと思います。
明日も期待してます。
ありがとう。
素晴らしいパフォーマンスでした。振り返ってみてどうでしょうか。
Oh man, been struggling the last couple of games. My teammates, coaches, staff, everyone kept believing in me. So just good to see the ball finally go in and get the W.
はい、ここ数試合、ちょっと自分としてはうまくいかない場面がたくさんあったんですけども、本当にチームメイト、そしてスタッフが信じ続けてくれて、そしてボールが手が回った時にはしっかりリングを通ってくれたのを見たらほっとしてるぐらいで、ね、本当に良かったなと思います。
見てるこちらは全く落とす気配がなかったんですけど、実際スミス選手やってみて、どうだったでしょうか。
And once the first couple go in, I just start to get my confidence back and just do what I practice on a daily. So yeah, just getting back into confidence and shape.
はい、最初の数本が入った時からようやくこう自信がついたとか自信が戻った感じがして、やっぱり日々練習をしているのでその自信を取り戻した感じがしました。
今日キャリアハイの41ポイントです。明日に向けて抱負をよろしくお願いします。
Man, hopefully just more importantly just get the win and hopefully I can contribute like I did today again and just get the win and keep going as we get in the playoffs.
はい、明日もやっぱり必ず勝つということが大事で、やっぱ自分自身もそのように今日みたいな活躍ができればと思いますので、まず勝ちを、そしてプレーオフにつなげていきたいなと思います。
明日も期待してます。
ありがとうございます。
Now we're getting set up for
Victory! Go!
the highlights. Here we go. Well, first things first, very good interview given there by Coach Trevor Gleason. As you could hear, they wanted to be able to go big, and that really turned out to be the smart move. A genius stroke, if you want to call it that, from Coach Trevor Gleason, because the moment he brought in Michael Wu, that means they were able to send Yuta Watanabe to the 2. And if you have Yuta Watanabe at 6'9" at the 2 spot, that's going to create so many matchup problems. That's exactly what happened. And that's why Yuta Watanabe was able to adjust. Yuta Watanabe was able to take advantage of that situation. And in the fourth period, that's where he exploded for most of his 10 points. But this gentleman here, clearly the best player for today. Christopher Smith with 41 points, a new career high. As Dwight Ramos there got one over Yuta Watanabe. He actually had 2 shots over the defense of Yuta, but Yuta gets one here. You like the fact that Yuta Watanabe is not really forcing the issue, and they try to go to the hot hand, which was Christopher Smith, and he continued to deliver. Defensively helping out there, but you've got to like the perseverance by Terry Allen there, really sticking with it. Morezane would finish in double digits. Actually, the first 3 periods of play were controlled by the boys in green. At the end of the first quarter, it was in favor of Hokkaido by 4, 27-23. And then at the halftime break, still, it was Hokkaido. And still, they were able to increase their lead. They led by 7 this time at 52-45. And then, after a strong third period, scoring 18 points, holding their opponents to just 13, they would head into the final quarter. This time up by 12. They were leading 70-58, heading into the final 10 minutes. But then, they clamped down. And then, everybody went to work offensively. And the Chiba Jets would score a total of 30 points in the fourth. Shuto would hit. That would end proceedings after 3 quarters. And here's Shutahara. Good contributions from him as well. He would finish with just 6 points, 2 rebounds, but look at this. Getting his teammates involved, he would come up with 6 assists. Morezane was on target today. looking for the pass, decided to just take the shot, and it worked. Wide open. That was a sorry miss. But at the right place at the right time, once again, Ryan Kreiner. Kreiner would finish with solid numbers. 15 points, 10 boards. DJ Hogg finally found his range in the second half. It was Hogg, game-long brilliance of Christopher Smith. And then in the fourth quarter, that is where he really took over. Their main man, Yuta Watanabe. Here's Riku. That'll drop. But you know what people are saying? Sky's the limit here for Rico Sigawa. He didn't really do too well today. Don't forget, he's only 18 years old. Same age. On the other side of Teruchika Naito. Those two individuals could be the future of Japanese basketball. Hogg will get down with a drop, tie things up. And this is where he took advantage of being in the 2 spot. Much taller than Sekino. Sekino is not short. Sekino is 6 foot flat. But Yuta Watanabe is 6'9". And here, to put the finishing touches to this win, today's hero, Christopher Smith. Yuta Watanabe would hit that. And then he'd be replaced. With the outcome already settled. Take a look at the numbers here. .49% shooting for Levanga from 2-point distance. 47% for the Jets from 3-point distance. This is where they really made a killing. Shooting 40% as compared to 30.8% for Hokkaido. They had 6 turnovers though. In the second half, they had 0 after the first 2 quarters. And then they also had better numbers all throughout. As you can see there, 15 and 7. Those are points off turnovers. As we take a look at the scoring leaders. 14 points there for Thomas Welsh. 13 points apiece for Kreiner and Allen. Unfortunately for them, in a losing effort. For the victorious Jets, 41 huge points for Christopher Smith, 15 markers for DJ Hogg, and 10 for Yuta Watanabe. 8 of those in the pivotal fourth quarter. As we look, these are the rebounding numbers. 11 boards for Welsh, 10 boards for Kreiner. So a double-double for those two individuals. Terry Allen close to a double-double as well as he finishes with 9 boards. On the other side, Christopher Smith with 7, 6 for DJ Hogg, and Yuta Watanabe also working overtime off the boards with 5. Almost 3 players with double-doubles for Levanga Hokkaido, but in the end, they will fall short as the Chiba Jets will win this one, 88-81. That's going to do it here for our coverage. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us for this Saturday afternoon of B-League action. Till then, till next time, take care Have a good afternoon ahead. God bless.